It's the 40th anniversary of the Christmas Angel program. I'm gonna tell you how this program works, from the tickets that you guys find in the mall to the forgotten angel tickets that you find at your local Walmart. I'm here today at the Salvation Army Southwest Divisional Headquarters, located right here in Phoenix. I was invited by the Public Relations Director, Scott Johnson, to get an exclusive behind the scenes on how the Angel Tree program works. Scott, thank you so much for the invitation.
Here, Stephen.
Wasting no time, we're gonna jump right over to the distribution center, otherwise known as
Santa's Workshop.
Let's go. Right in front of me is it's Santa's Workshop. And I can already see all the toys just bagged up on the shelves. This is actually quite exciting.
Yeah, so
knowing that my audience and myself help shop for a lot of these toys.
Absolutely. So all of the toys you see here, including the ones in the bags in here, we'll talk about these specifically in a second. So as you mentioned before, when you go to a mall and you see the Christmas Angel tags and the Christmas Angel tickets, they will have a specific child's name with their age and then a wish list of the things that they want. Those are the families that registered in advance, signed up their children for the Christmas Angel program. So those are real kids from real families. And when people take those tags off the trees at the malls, they will shop for those specific kids and they will bring those toys back to the tree where they got the tag.
Right.
So then we will get the toys picked up from the malls and they will be brought here. Tags that you find at the Walmarts.
The Forgotten Angels.
The Forgotten Angel tags. It's not the best name in the world, but it's what we've come up with over the years.
But it really is.
It really
because they're forgotten because those tickets they didn't make it back to the mall to be dropped off with the gifts.
Right.
For one reason or another, we take those tickets off the mall, or off the tree in the mall. We get sidetracked. We think we want to go buy those gifts outside of the mall, and you just never return it. So therefore, they are forgotten angels.
Yeah, and sometimes the tags don't even get picked from the tree. So we need to figure out ways to fulfill those tags.
Every registered family.
No child is left behind, so to speak. So the way that we have found to do that is with the Forgotten Angel program. Walmarts are a big part of that. The ones that you have been shopping at, that the tags just say boy or girl and an age, and then a list of items that we know kids traditionally ask for. So those will end up here and go in these bins.
So everything is sectioned out. You've got kids' kitchen toys. You've got infant learning toys. You've got toddlers between the age of 2 and 5. You also have infant musical toys. Oh my God, we bought so many of these. Toddler learning 2 to 5. It goes on. Oh, all the little dress up clothes because they wanted to be a princess. This goes on and on. So is it very important when people are out shopping for the Forgotten Angel program and or the Christmas Angel program that they're paying attention to the age group for the gifts that they're purchasing on that ticket?
It is, and it's not an exact science. So just use your best judgment. But there will always be, as you've seen at the Walmarts, they will always be an age. A boy age 8 or a boy age 2, things like that. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're shopping.
We do all the time.
Absolutely.
Because my audience and myself, when we do this on live, we attach a physical child, even though we don't have its name to that ticket. And it becomes so personable that we're like, no, little Timmy needs a toy between, he's 2 years old. So from 2+ up, and sometimes it's hard to find those toys specifically, but we do our best. But we get emotionally invested in the ticket,
and that's a beautiful thing because you are shopping for a child.
Yeah,
you know that toy is going to end up, or those toys that you buy are going to end up in a child's hands or end up under their tree for Christmas, so they can have a bright smile on their face when they open them up.
Absolutely. All of these rows are already fulfilled angel wish tickets waiting to be picked up.
Yep. So these were sorted last night. So as you see,
there's just rows of these all the way back.
Over 1,000 of these bags here right now. So this is what would be represented on on an angel tag.
So there's the name, the age. Oh, there's multiple
So
children.
this is one family.
Okay, an entire. So they
Absolutely.
can register more
Yeah.
than one
For
child at
sure.
a time.
You bet. They
Okay.
can register as many as they like. So that's how with the coding, this is how, all of these kids are from the same family. So this bag is going to one family and they will pick this bag up today, and they're all unwrapped. We encourage folks, as you guys have been doing, to return the toys unwrapped. That way the parents or the guardians get the fun and the joy of wrapping the presents
right.
themselves and putting them under the trees themselves. They also know, okay, here's what's in this bag. They don't have to guess what a wrapped toy is. So all of these kids will get their get the Legos. We got Disney toys for Gabrielle. We got an infant walker for Santana. And as we mentioned the years, so you see here, Royal, 9 years old. Gabriella is 6 years, but Santana
It's 9 months.
is 9 months old. So you don't want to, get probably Legos for Santana because it could be a choking hazard, things like that.
This leads me to my next question. Is there an age limit to the Christmas Angel program?
There is.
There a cutoff? What is that?
12 and under.
12 and
is
under.
Is our,
Okay. Okay.
We found over the years that the parents of Christmas Angel families, they are usually able to be a little better at buying toys for the older children and clothes, things like that.
Once we turn 12, it all turns into clothes.
Right, then it's a little different, or your electronics and things like that. And they usually have, if you have multiple kids in your family, you might have the means to buy for the older children, and they're kind of aged out of the waking up with Santa's toys experience, that kind of stuff. So then if they can get toys for those, tweens, teenagers, things like that, then the generous donors that are shopping for the other angels, they will be able to take care of those 12.
Okay. So if I was to go to a mall and I found Gina, who's 12 or 11, on the tree, and I decided that I'm going to just blow this ticket up, but I don't know that Gina has 2 other siblings that might also be registered with the program. When I buy 15 presents to really blow it up for Gina, does that leave her siblings with only the 4 or 5 items that were on their ticket? Or do you try and add gifts so that it's equal, so there are no
Absolutely.
fights under the tree?
Yep, that's a great question, and you nailed it. As we saw before, we saw the bags with like 3 different kids on it for the family. So as the volunteers who are bagging and tagging the night before are looking through, and they say, oh, this Gina has half a dozen toys that her donor or her angel bought for her, and her 2 siblings just have the bare minimum. They will again look through, and that's again why the Walmart gifts are so important. They will look through the gifts that we have in stock for the Forgotten Angel bins and try to match it and try to get an equal amount of gifts. Maybe if you try to kind of noodle it around your head, an equal amount of value, those kind of things. So our volunteers are very in tune with that to make sure that, just like you said,
Gina's
that they're
not mom's favorite this year.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's a good way to go. Yeah.
So one of the questions that I have is, after you've collected all of the toys during the season and they've been given to the recipients of them, I'm assuming you probably have an excess of leftover toys. So you're creating a stockpile. Is that stockpile in anticipation of next year and not knowing what the community response is going to be to fulfill these angel wish lists, and or how many families next year the volume might increase by?
It can be a little bit of both, Stephen. So depending on how much room we have in the warehouse, because this warehouse is used for a lot of things. It's used for our heat relief programs. It's used to build hygiene kits, things like that. So all of this shelving will be taken down after the holiday season is done. And all of the bins that we saw earlier, those will be moved around into a different place in the warehouse. We do keep sometimes a few of the toys, just as you mentioned, in anticipation of the following year. But we also work with other charitable organizations who may know of families that are also in need that weren't able to sign up for our
So
program.
every toy goes
Every
to a
toy
child.
is going to go to a child in need. That's the
Okay.
most important thing. Across Arizona, everything stays in Arizona. So every toy that is purchased is going to go to an Arizona child in need.
And is that Arizona wide, or is that West Valley, East Valley, or is it all of Arizona?
It's actually Arizona wide. Now,
Okay.
the malls of the Christmas Angel that we talked about earlier, there are 9 of them in the Valley. There's one in Prescott. There's one in Flagstaff. But we have about 40 Salvation Army units across the state who also do their own version, so to speak, of Christmas Angel. Mostly, for the most part, it's called Angel Tree. So we may need to, as we look at those other units across the state, there may be some that are short. And trying to get their, coffers
Right.
stocked
So we
as well. So we
redistribute
can
the
distribute
toys.
some of those toys
Okay.
to other units that are in need. So every toy in here is going to get to a child in need in Arizona.
Fantastic.
Starting back in 2018, we started to create what we call Earn Your Wing tags. So everybody who volunteers, this kind person right here that is helping to take bags out to toys, people who shop for toys at the malls, they get a token of our appreciation and they earn their wing. So we've created a new pin every year since 2018 to show our appreciation for all the people that make this program happen. And this is the 40th anniversary pin. So this is obviously a very special one. And that is for you.
Oh, thank you.
Since you have done so much for this program over the years, and that you shop at the Walmarts and
I'm going to give this to my audience.
Yes.
This is going to be a group pin because I can't do it alone. I rely on my audience
Absolutely.
as much as myself, to the extent at which we go out and we go shopping and we have people that are donating money to make it bigger and better every single year. So
And
here's the 2025. As you can see, the cars are already lined up to pick up those gifts. So can you tell me what date all of this happens? What is the date that they start to roll in and pick up their gifts?
So the first day that we started was December 8th. The
Okay.
last day we'll be doing distribution is December 22nd. So
Okay.
we're pushing it right up to the edge of
Yeah.
Christmas. So
Yeah.
one important thing for people to know, especially those that are shopping in the malls, is that every tag for every child will have a deadline date
That's the
on
18th,
it.
right?
Well, it depends, because people that picked up on the 8th, they needed their tags a lot earlier than the 8th. So those tags would have had a deadline date
Oh, I
a lot
see.
earlier than the
Okay.
8th. So it ensures that if you bring the toys back to the tree by that specific date, ensures that they will then get picked up, brought to the warehouse, sorted, and given to the family. It gives time for all of that process to weed out. So the ones that are on December the 18th obviously will be picked up probably 19, 20, anywhere up to the 22nd. The last
Wow.
day that you can take tags back to a tree is December 20th. That's at the malls. The last
It's cutting it close.
Yeah, it is cutting it close. But we have, again, this system has been in place for a long time. So we know that, especially with spreading it out over 2 weeks, it doesn't overwhelm the system. We get plenty of time for families to come and get their toys before, and gives them the time to, again, wrap them and get them under the tree. Christmas Day comes along. All families get to open their gifts, and the parents get
Happy
to watch
kids.
the kids.
Happy family.
It's amazing.
Happy hearts for those
You just
that
think about
helped to
that
make this possible.
when you're shopping for those toys, you're giving Christmas to a family. You're giving Christmas to a child in need, and you can just envision the smile on a child's face as they're opening up those toys. When we talk to a lot of families that are so grateful for this program, because they know otherwise we might not have had presents under the tree, and the child doesn't understand.
Yeah.
The child doesn't understand. We had to pay the rent. We had to.
Mom lost a job.
Mom
Dad,
lost-
changes in our finance.
We've got bills,
Right.
and we have to take care of those first. We have to keep a roof over our head.
Right.
You don't want that stress during the
No.
holiday season. So your audience and your viewers to be able to bring Christmas again to a family in need is one of the most amazing things you can do, and it's a very generous thing.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. We enjoy it year after year. So what happens when the season is over and there are still tickets on the tree at Walmart?
So those tickets will be the tickets that are on those trees are kind of our safety net.
Okay,
so to
so
speak.
they just get taken down.
So
and-
they'll get taken down. Well, if there are, if we still need toys, in those last few days, we'll leave them up. Make sure collect those toys if there are any
Okay.
more donated. But those will all get taken off the trees
So they're
by
not
the time.
actually children that are not
Exactly.
going to have
So
gifts.
right.
Okay.
Those again are those are forgotten
They build the
angels. Those are
surplus,
safety. They build. That's
okay.
a perfect word for it. The surplus, to make sure that kids whose tags at the mall were not taken or they were not returned to the tree, that they will have that. They will be able. The volunteers will be able to pick from that stockpile of gifts that we saw in the back and fulfill those tags, and every child will be happy.
Fantastic. So can you tell me in your best advice? So I know a lot of people out there are like, instead of buying and fulfilling all of the forgotten angel tickets on the tree, is it better to just pick one and really blow it up and get what's on the list and everything else that would kind of accessorize what gifts you're already getting?
So we would advise people in terms of like a budget. Just stick within your budget. You can, a lot of times if you fulfill a tag and spend less than $100, that's beautiful. If you want to go above and beyond that, again, that's your own personal preference. So you could kind of decide that on your own. If you fulfill a lot of tags, there's an opportunity to bring joy to a lot more children.
Right. Now, would you suggest specifically with the Christmas angel tickets that you find at the mall, those would be the ones, because we know there's a name, an age, they're registered, it's going to that child,
Right.
that those would be the tickets that if you wanted to go above and beyond with, that those would be the tickets that you would recommend doing that. The ones that are the forgotten angel, just because that's kind of a surplus, maybe just stick to the 4 items that are on the list.
That's probably a good way to think about it, Stephen,
Okay.
because the Forgotten Angel tags that are at the Walmarts, we have kind of identified toys over the years that are on a lot of the individual tags that, again, might not be fulfilled. So if you're talking about, your Barbies, Disney toys, Legos, sports balls, things like that are things we need in surplus. When you go
Okay.
to the mall and you're shopping for a specific child, you have essentially adopted that child for the
Right.
Christmas season. So if you want to go all out and spend whatever you have within your budget to
Right.
to buy toys for one child and even go above and beyond what they have on their tag, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, fantastic. So I know that you guys do Christmas angels for children. Do you happen to dabble in forgotten seniors?
We have. Absolutely. We were talking about the 40 units around Arizona. Some of those have a specific senior angel program.
Okay.
A lot of them will get like slippers, a pair of shoes, pajamas, sweats, things like that. And again, that on Christmas Day, one of our senior citizens is going to be opening up a bevy of gifts
Right.
and have a smile on their face. So that's
Yeah,
very important
absolutely.
as well.
Thank you so much, Scott,
Thank
for
you,
your time.
Stephen, for being
I
here.
really appreciate getting to understand the Christmas Angel program as well as the Forgotten Angel program. To anybody that's watching, it's not too late to earn your own wings. There's still tickets left on those trees. So, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Stephen. Thank you.